Unfortunately, we have to start the show this week with some sad news.
What's that?
In South Korea, the city council has an office, and inside this office, for the last 2 years, they have had a robot. It's a robot assistant. This robot actually is trained to use an elevator. So it can take itself to multiple floors. It delivers things in our office, sends messages, takes things. But unfortunately, a couple of days ago, they witnessed the robot freaking out
Okay.
and just started doing circles in the middle of the hallway. And then it threw itself. Did my mic just die? Yeah.
You might want to start over. It was fuzzy kind of the whole time.
You want to go? You want to go
Sorry,
from the
pals.
beginning?
For audio purposes, yeah.
All right. Come when. Okay. So we're gonna have to start this show off with some sad news. In South Korea, at the city council building, they have a robot assistant. This robot, it works inside the office, delivers papers, files, things, and it also has the ability to use the elevator. So it can go from the first floor to the third floor, no problem. It uses the elevator like a person.
Amazing.
But earlier this week, they witnessed it kind of freaking out. It started going in circles, just spinning around, and then out of nowhere, it threw itself down the staircase. And it broke into a million pieces.
What?
Yes.
What happened?
It committed suicide.
How and why? And
They're still trying to figure it out. They got all the pieces together. No chance of fixing it. It is destroyed. And we just wanted to say goodbye to a friend.
R.I.P. Oh my gosh. Look at it. It was so happy back then.
It was. It had so many. Look at all the inter-office interaction.
Oh, the memos.
Yeah.
Imagine the memos.
Now it's gone. Administrative office
But
robot.
not forgotten.
No, absolutely not. I mean, I'll forget it in about 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But as of right now, totally remembered. Welcome to Kim Komando Today. I'm Andrew Babinski. Allie Seligman is with me. Hello, Allie. We're filling in for Kim. She's off today. She's traveling the world. I don't know why she's off. I just got an email saying that she would be off. Usually they give me a reason, but they may have told me and I forgot.
She's on vacation. She's on summer vacation.
That's what it is.
She's working today.
Yeah, I
just
mean, it's
to be clear.
summertime. We all deserve some time off. I'll
Yes.
actually be off in a couple of weeks.
Good for you.
Next week, we're running best ofs because of everybody's taking their vacation.
Well, actually, also you and Kim worked ahead. We have some good gosh darn interviews.
That's true, too. It'll be best of
Yeah.
material and some new interviews. They were all great. They were all sex-oriented, which I found very
makes sense.
interesting. Checks out.
Yeah.
This is the Tech Podcast, Kim Komando Today. This is not the Kim Komando Show. The Kim Komando Show is the radio show that's been on, I don't know, since Marconi created the first radio. It's on 500 stations. So if you want to listen to the Kim Komando Show, that's actually a separate podcast.
It sure is.
It's available on Apple Podcasts. Wherever you get podcasts, you can go listen to that. That's more caller-driven, more advice-driven. This is basically we give you some information, but we also have some fun and just mess around. We just said goodbye to a robot that committed suicide in South Korea. That's mainly the theme of this Kim Komando Today podcast.
That's true. Although my first story is kind of serious.
Is it?
Yes, we have 5 things you need to know in tech.
That's how we start every single show.
We sure do. Number 1, a 20-year-old gamer, a guy from New Jersey, he flew all the way to Florida to try to kill another player that he had a fight with in the
Right.
game. Yes. Like 1,000 miles, right? He showed up with a hammer.
You got to tell all the details, though. He told his family he's going to visit a friend in Florida. He then flew to Florida, got in an Uber, and went 35 miles
Sure.
to a hardware store to buy a hammer. He then waited until the middle of the night,
Yep.
2 a.m.,
Yep.
went to this other gamer's house.
Went into the house.
The doors were unlocked.
I think it was the stepmom said, we're in a gated community. We just feel really safe, except when an angry gamer comes in your house.
Unless an Uber delivers a criminal right to your doorstep.
Yes, and then the dad hears the kid screaming. Guys on top of him with a hammer. Police said there was a substantial amount of blood, but he was okay.
Yeah,
he
he
got
was.
stitches. He's all right. When they asked him why he did it, he said because he's a bad person online.
Yeah.
What do you think this guy did?
Probably just as a troll.
Sure.
Yeah, but they play a game that I guess is going away in April.
Arch Age. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, neither have I. But
Okay.
it's going to be taken offline in April, so I guess there's a lot of high tensions in the gaming community there. They when they were talking to him after the incident, he looked at police and he just said, "How long am I going to go to jail?"
He knew.
Yeah,
He was like, yeah, this was worth it to me.
He's not going to be saying he's not guilty. He's absolutely guilty.
Oh, he's guilty. He knows he's guilty. Number two, this is something people hate when a big tech company says, hey, a new feature, and we're going to turn it on by default for you. Microsoft just did that with OneDrive. Windows 11 is going to automatically back up all your files with OneDrive. People kind of hate OneDrive, though.
Well, I don't want him to automatically back up anything because you're going to use up all my free space.
That is also true.
You give me free space and then you automatically back stuff up that I don't want to back up. I don't need to back up a screenshot I took 7.5 weeks ago of a sale on Amazon. Don't back that up. That needs to be deleted.
That's true. Most of the stuff I save to my computer is absolute garbage.
Yeah, garbage.
Yeah, it's garbage. You can deactivate it. I'm not going to tell you here how because you're not going to remember the steps, right? But we will have it on Komando.com. You can search Windows 11 if you want to do that.
Do you think when they have the built-in AI, I could just tell AI to do that on my computer?
Yes, I do.
That's really cool.
Yeah. But it will also know every single thing about you and what you. They already do. Whatever.
That's not as cool.
It's the same. It's fine. If you have a PC though, you should update not just for that, but there's a new fix that. There are a bunch of bugs and, it's not the big security update. That was 2 updates ago. So if you skip that one, seriously, go do it. Number 3, this is big news because you are an Android guy now.
I am an Android guy now.
Okay. As a former iPhone person, you
Mhm.
know about the green bubble people. That had been me.
Yes.
That was our relationship.
When I switched over,
Yeah.
everybody that I texted for the first time, everyone had the same joke. Like, who is this? I'm not going to talk to you because of the bubble color.
Sure. If you somehow have no idea what we're talking about, when you text iPhone to iPhone, the messages are all blue. If you have an iPhone and you text someone with an Android, their messages are green. So it's always been this like, ew, green people.
Right.
Well, looks like with iOS 18, not anymore. It's not going to be an issue because now they're going to support RCS. It's too technical to dig into. Basically, we have SMS, a regular text. There's MMS, and then RCS is what Android.
And then NKOTB. Don't forget the new kids on the block.
Yeah, no, they're really important to this conversation. But basically, just in the way that if you're texting iPhone to iPhone, you can see if someone's typing. You can see read receipts. You can see actual good videos and pictures and not like pixelated crap.
I wonder if this is because of the monopoly lawsuits that are happening in Europe.
Oh, no, it's absolutely not related, Andrew.
Oh,
They're
okay.
not worried about that at all.
That thought just popped in my mind.
Yes,
but
absolutely it is. No, they're certainly trying to get around some of this stuff. People have been asking for it for a long time. They had been pretty adamant about it. So I imagine this is a let's not get super duper sued.
Here's a hot tip for anyone who is switching from an iPhone to an Android. Take your phone off of iMessenger before you do anything.
Why?
Because if you try and do it second, no one will see any of your messages because your phone is connected to iMessenger. And I saw, they give you the steps on what to do. And I was just like, oh, I'll just do that after I switch the SIM card. Do not do it after you switch the SIM card.
So listen to the directions.
Yes, because if you do that step first, everything else will be totally easy. If you
Amazing.
don't do that, you'll have to call your service provider and they'll have to manually take you off iMessenger.
Did you feel like a big idiot?
No, I didn't feel like a big idiot. It just took like 2.5 hours to figure out what in the world was going on.
He's a big idiot.
I am a big idiot.
And number 3, the NBC's bringing back a very iconic voice.
Are they?
Yes, for the Olympics, Al Michaels. He's 79, so, he's not doing it with his real voice. This is going to be AI. Essentially, you're going to get a personalized Olympics recap based on what you like in the Peacock app.
So they approached Al Michaels and they're like, hey, we want to come back and be part of one last Olympics.
Yep.
I don't know, before you die. I don't know how they asked him. And he was like, no interest. And they're like, well, what about this?
What about
if we have AI sound exactly like you? And he's like, that'll never work. And so they played him like 4 or 5 examples, and then they showed him the check he's going to get, and he agreed to it.
Love it. Yeah.
And it actually sounds really good. I mean, there's a lot of pause. There's breaths and pauses. Like, it's very natural. But we have 50 years of Al Michaels talking
So
to
much
feed
Al
AI.
Michaels. Truly, yes. And it seems pretty cool, actually. I know this is like kind of a whatever. It's an AI gimmick, right? They all are going to be pretty gimmicky for a while, but you can pick the stuff you want to hear about. You can get your whole recap. Although they're 10 minutes. And that's a long time to me.
There's a lot of sports. Like, isn't cribbage an Olympic sport now? And
I don't know
fork
about that,
bending,
but I love
believe,
cribbage.
Oh, so do I.
Big cribbage. Do you really?
Oh, yeah, I'm addicted. I love it. And it's hard to find someone that actually likes to play cribbage because there's math involved.
We should play. There's so much math.
So if I say 15 for 2, 15 for 4, you know what I'm talking about?
Absolutely, I do.
A lot of people, some people
Oh
think
my
I'm speaking
gosh,
French.
I just got knobs. I just got his heels. Oh my gosh, cribbage jokes. Amazing. That will be in the Peacock app, your daily Olympic recap. So seems fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it sounds great too.
And number 5, Uber is giving out $1,000.
Okay, I'll take it.
Well, there's a catch. So first, this is if you live in Los Angeles, Chicago, Washington, D.C., Miami, San Francisco, Toronto, or Vancouver, you're eligible.
Should I move
For-
to Vancouver so I can be
for
eligible?
$1,000. It's called the One Less Car Challenge. So 175 people are going to get this. From July 22nd to August 25th, you can only use Uber and public transportation.
Okay.
And they'll give you $1,000. They're essentially trying to prove how expensive it is to have a car and buy gas and charge it and all these things.
Do I
right?
have to pay for all my Ubers during that period?
No, that's
Oh,
part of the.
They're going to give you $1,000
Yes,
and they're
the
going to cover
Ubers.
your ride.
Yes,
Because it would cost more than $1,000 if I did that.
100%.
I mean, Ubers are not cheap.
That would be a pretty. I mean, these cities, Los Angeles seems pretty rough for that.
Yeah.
It makes sense they're not doing it in New York because everybody does that
Right.
already.
They do already. Right.
It would be pretty tough to in Phoenix, don't you think?
I mean, it's a good promotion. Get one car off the road. I get it. I understand it.
Yeah.
In Phoenix, you couldn't survive, I think, without a car.
It would be tough.
It would, or let me rephrase that. It would be the same financially with your own
Oh,
car,
absolutely.
having a car payment, gas, insurance, than it
Yeah.
would taking an Uber everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
But I would like $1,000 Uber, regardless if I'm in one of the cities that it's eligible for.
Thank you so much. Please reach out.
12 minutes. Okay.
Killing it.
What newsletter? There's no prize right now, right?
There is. We're giving out $1,000 to your favorite airline.
Oh, that's right. That was my idea.
Was
Yeah, she stole it from me.
it? No credit to you.
GetKid.com?
Yes.
All right.
Win from Kim.
That's which one she wants me to use?
Mhm.
Okay. Welcome back to Kim Komando Today, Allie and Andrew, the A-Team. We don't get called that anymore.
I know.
Kim
it's
used
sad.
to do that in the beginning, and she doesn't do that anymore.
Do you think she's mad at us?
Yeah, probably. Mainly you. The A-Team filling in for Kim Komando on vacation. If you want Kim Komando every single day of the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, even Thursday?
Even Thursday.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, go get the newsletter. It's free. And if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, and this is your first time signing up, you have a chance to win a $1,000 gift card to any airline of your choice. Now, Kim will tell you that she had this huge idea that she wanted to give away a summer vacation to someone. But literally months ago, I sat here and said, you should give away $1,000 for an airline so people could have a summer vacation. She paid no attention to it, but it got in there. It got in the back of her head.
Yeah.
And then somehow her brain made it her own idea. And then she brought it to everybody. And then everybody's like, oh, Kim, oh, you're so great. It's my idea. $1,000 gift card to anyone who signs up to the newsletter. You got to get a couple, right?
You only have to get one.
Just one? That's
newsletter.
easy.
But you're going to want to keep getting more because we have
Absolutely.
really good stuff in the newsletter.
All right. And where do they go to sign up?
That is winfromkim.com.
All right. The National Football League,
I've heard of it.
the NFL, some people call it.
Yeah.
Those in the know
I don't.
call it the NFL. You're not a football fan?
Football is the one sport that if you put it on, I have no idea what's going on.
Well, then you're not going to get paid. Because the NFL 9 years ago was sued by a bar saying that they are violating antitrust laws by forcing him to spend hundreds of dollars to put the NFL Sunday ticket in his bar for his customers.
Okay.
Lawsuit was thrown out.
Okay.
Then somebody, class action lawyer, picked it up and said there's actually some validity to this. Because the NFL, what they do is hold on, let me explain it a little bit. If you're a football fan and you want to watch football on Sunday for free, you get 4 games. You get a morning game, 2 afternoon games, and a night game. It's on broadcast television, 100% absolutely free.
Okay.
Then the NFL came up with this idea of the NFL Sunday ticket, where you get every single game, every Sunday, all day long. Now, the night games and the Thursday night, Monday night, it's not part of the package, but during the day, all of the games throughout the country. Because here in Arizona, our games are selected for us based on the region we're in.
Okay, yes.
So we'll get the teams in Vegas and LA and Texas because we're in that region.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're a Packer fan or a Bear fan, there's a lot of Bear fans that live in Arizona. If you're from Chicago and you want to see your Bears, you're not going to be able to because you're not in that region.
My Bears.
So they came up with NFL Sunday Ticket, but they did not want to harm the contracts they had with the networks. So they made it stupid expensive, $350 per year.
$350.
Correct. And they only made it available through the broadcaster that purchased the rights. At the time, it was satellite TV with DirecTV.
Okay.
Now it's streaming online on YouTube.
Wait, so you had to get DirecTV
Correct.
to get this before?
It wasn't available, and that's the part of the lawsuit. It was only available through one vendor.
Yeah.
It also was an inflated price that the NFL would not allow the vendor to change. They were forcing people to pay because ultimately they didn't want people to buy it. They really didn't. They only wanted people who lived in the middle of nowhere that only had access to satellite and didn't have any broadcast networks to buy it.
Yeah.
So they made it so expensive. Now, as negotiations in the years went on, other networks would come to them and want to buy the Sunday Ticket package. But they're like, we want to sell it for just $70 because we think we can get 5 times the amount of people if the price is cheaper. NFL said no. They wanted to do per team packages. So if you're a Bears fan, you can just buy the
Every
Bears.
Bears game.
NFL said no. And according to antitrust laws, that is creating a monopoly. And therefore, the NFL is lost in court this week.
They lost.
And owe $4.7 billion
Billion with a B.
to any consumer who purchased the NFL Sunday Ticket in the 9-year span of
Does
the
this
lawsuit.
include you?
It doesn't. I never had DirecTV, so I never got NFL Sunday Ticket. Also, my team's the Cardinals. I live in Arizona. I'm going to get all the Cardinals games. I really never had a need.
Not a Packers guy.
But how it's going to affect you, now they're appealing it. They're definitely going to appeal it because that's a lot of money. It's also an antitrust lawsuit, which I didn't know this, but they can just triple the fines on any antitrust decision. So it could be up to $15 billion in fines for the NFL.
That's a lot of money.
Yes, that'd be like $1.5 billion a team or something like that. How is this going to affect you as a fan moving forward? Even if the NFL wins the appeal, they're probably going to change how the system works. Like when they were in the last negotiations for the NFL Sunday Ticket, Apple approached them and said, we want to buy the contract, but we just want to give it to everybody. Anyone who signs up for the basic Apple package. And the NFL said no.
Oh, surprise.
So the future for Sunday Ticket it'll be available on every streamer. Yeah. Whether it's a Roku TV or Crackle, I don't know. Any streaming, does that even exist anymore?
I think so.
I think you could buy it on Temu if you wanted to. That it will be available for everyone, and it'll also have to be competitively priced. Like if everyone's offering it, someone's going to drop the price to attract customers.
So does this mean me, football fan in Middle America, who can't get my Packers or Cardinals or whatever, maybe I'm going to be paying like $50?
If that sounds expensive.
Amazing.
It really does, especially because this could also change the NFL's mind on just selling teams. And so maybe for $6 a month, you get all the Packers games.
Look at that.
It's going to make it really affordable because the courts are saying that the NFL was screwing over the consumer by not allowing anyone else to compete.
I wonder if any other sports have a really bad streaming situation, and this is going to make them think like, oh, we need to fix this.
Well, it's pretty cheap. The NBA and the NFL package, Major League Baseball packages and hockey, they're pretty affordable.
Yeah, I've bought hockey before, and that's pretty cheap.
It's like in the $30 range.
It's not crazy.
It's also available everywhere. You can get these packages. You don't even have to subscribe to anything. You could just go on your phone and get the NHL and NBA packages. So they're not doing the things that the NFL was doing.
This is an
that would
NFL
violate
problem.
The laws. Right, but they've said now their argument was, and I'll wrap this up really quick. Their argument was this is a premium product. We offer 4 games every Sunday for free. This is a premium product that nobody has to buy. And the lawsuit says because they didn't open it up to other people to stream it and allow competition, they violated the law.
So if somebody's been paying for this, they can go
sign
up to get their money.
Again, the NFL is going to appeal, so we're still
it'll be
a little while away from that. Yeah. The NFL also might work out a deal where they say maybe we pay some of these fines and we totally change the system so they don't have to appeal and go through the courts again.
If there was a way for you to get money, we'll put it on the website.
Absolutely. Get your money back. Let's see.
It's the Amazon Temu.
I know. Oh. What do we want to promote? YouTube.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Kim Komando Today. If you're watching us live right now on YouTube, thank you very much. We're here every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Kim Komando, or youtube.com/Kim Komando.
Correct.
If you are watching us live right now, we ask one little favor. It's really easy. Just like the video, and then share it, and then comment, and then follow. That's only 4 things. It's 4 clicks. You do 4 clicks in your sleep. It's
You do 4
totally
clicks for the
easy.
stupidest stuff.
It's true.
Truly.
The dumbest things.
Yeah, and this helps our channel. It helps people find us. It helps us grow. It helps us do this podcast.
And we are growing, and we do thank
are.
you for that. We appreciate that. But if you could help us out with a like, comment, share, and a follow, it would keep the podcast going so we can do this every single week, 3 times a week.
It sure would. You mentioned Temu.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait a minute. That's not how you say it.
What is it?
What is it?
Temu?
My podcast I'm listening for, they have a new marketing campaign where it's shop like a billionaire,
Yes.
and they don't pronounce it's Temu, I think, but they
Temu.
sing it.
Temu. Is that it?
But it's not Temu. I've called it Temu forever. That's not how you say it. I totally forgot.
Is the other one pronounced Sheen or Shein?
I thought it was Shein.
Shein.
But these
Temu
are 2
and
companies.
Shein. Yeah, these are, if I'm sure you've gotten the ads for them, right? It's super, super cheap stuff online. They all come direct from China. Quality, questionable.
Well, I mean, it's $8. You're paying $8 for a grand piano. The quality is not going to be the best.
That sounds ridiculous, but truly. So I went to the electronics category on Temu, filtered by price. You can get a leather mouse pad for 23 cents.
Is that shipped?
Yeah. A phone and tablet stand, 34 cents. 2 webcam covers for 50 cents. If you have $1 and
Yeah.
1 penny,
I do.
you can get a 6-foot-long USB cord that might burst into flames. I don't know.
Might.
Yeah, it might. I
They
don't
can
know.
almost promise that it will.
Yeah.
And just so you know, everybody, I'm getting everybody leather mouse pads.
Yeah. That's
Everybody.
Christmas. That's your birthday.
I just 6
that's
quarters, and I got this whole staff covered.
Oh, they suck. But Amazon is coming after these cheap Chinese retailers because they realize how much money they're making, like billions and billions and billions of dollars.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, though. These products are available on Amazon.
Oh, they sure are, but they're way more expensive.
Right.
And here's why. So when a seller from China wants to sell something on Amazon, it has to come through the US factories. And they're probably doing it in, a volume that they have to pay a lot of tariffs. So there's all these extra fees added in. If they ship it directly from China, which is slower and other stuff, it's so much cheaper. And that's why they can get away with selling a 23 cent mouse pad or whatever else it is. So Amazon just had a big investor call and they said, you know what? We're going to do this too. It's presumably going to be its own, different site.
Oh, it's not going to be connected to Amazon.
I mean, it likely will in some way, but it sounded like maybe it's a different platform. It's going to be unbranded fashion and home stuff.
Okay.
Okay. So
Basically everything that's sold on Temu, and
Temu.
yeah, very good.
There it is. Yes. Shipping 9 to 11 days.
Yeah.
Because it's coming directly from China.
But that's what people who are buying off of Temu are experiencing already.
Totally.
So
yes.
it's not going to be a big, dramatic change for
No,
them.
and you've probably seen products on Amazon where, like, unless you filter by Prime, you do see things where it's like, it comes next month.
Right. You'll get
That's
this
stuff
August
from China.
8th.
Yeah, exactly. So that stuff is already on the platform. It's already there. You'll just be able to find all that cheapy stuff and get it cheaper.
Have
So-
you had a personal experience with either of those companies?
No, I haven't. I've been tempted
Okay.
many times. I almost did it as a segment for the show once, and then I don't know, floated out of my brain. No, I haven't. Have you?
No. And I'm just worried about security.
Yeah.
I don't want to put my credit card information there.
Maybe I'll do an order. You give me your credit card.
That's still, I mean, it's technically not me putting my credit card in there.
Yeah, no, I'll do it.
Did I tell you my Gordon Ramsay pan story? I think I may have told it on the show.
I don't know.
I was all hepped up on some kind of sleeping pill, and I woke up in the middle of the night, all whacked out of my mind.
Sure.
And of course, you pick
was
up your
melatonin.
phone. You pick up your phone, and I'm looking through Facebook, and Gordon Ramsay, now that I know it was a fake Gordon Ramsay, it was like AI, was telling me I could get his pans, the pans he uses in his kitchen, for only $9.
When did this happen?
Months ago.
But it was this year?
Yes. I told you, I was
You
whacked
fool.
out on
Okay.
sleeping pills.
Okay.
And I run and get my credit card. And this is the middle of the night. And I put it in there.
Okay.
And then it's trying to upsell me on things. And I'm
Sure.
saying, no, I just want to spend the $9.99. And then I order it. There, it's done, complete through Facebook. I went through like 7 different websites to actually put in my order.
Oh, what could go
And
wrong?
then the following morning, I wake up and there's tons of legal charges on my card because it was 100% a scam.
Don't be like Andrew.
No, but Temu. I mean, my neighbor. I think I told this on the podcast too. We went to the mailbox. And when you, in my neighborhood, there's a bunch of big boxes for packages and stuff.
Yeah.
And we open my mailbox and there's 2 sets of keys in there. And the kids are like, yay, packages. And when we open them up, they're all from Temu. There's like 7 packages in there from Temu. And I'm like, I've never ordered from there. It was my neighbor's house. So we walk everything down and I meet this neighbor for the first time. And that's exclusively where he shops.
No kidding.
Yes.
So he's a fan.
He is. Now, he's from China.
Okay.
So he's familiar with the company, and he says it's quality products. You just need to know the manufacturers to buy from.
Maybe you could give us intel. Because that's the thing. There are so many sellers on there. It's like Amazon in that things might look the same, but one might be better than the other, and you don't know.
I also have never had the guts to buy a knockoff jersey because there's those websites that they make those fake jerseys, but they're real jerseys. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like the quality is the same, but they don't pay
They're
any of
not
the
official.
licensing fees, but they still put the logos on there illegally.
Right. You might get arrested wearing one.
I won't.
How much do they cost?
They're $20.
How much is a real jersey?
Probably 180.
I think you should try it. It's worth the risk.
But again, I don't want to put my credit card information in there. And I also don't know which one of the fake jerseys is the best fake jersey. Because like you said, there's 7,000. I wanted to get a Messi jersey. And there's 7,000 people selling Messi jerseys, but one's going to be crap and one's going to be decent.
Yeah, there's probably 5 good ones in the whole batch, and you're not going to find it.
I'll ask my neighbor. He can give us some Temu, Tamu recommendations.
Temu.
Very pure. Beautiful.
Thank you.
What's the last thing we have to promote?
Let's promote. Listen to the Kim Komando show this weekend. As a podcast.
On the podcast?
Either way.
All right.
You can find your station on the website.
Do we have the video ready, Maddie? Yes. Okay. Welcome back to Kim Komando. Today, Andrew Babinski, Allie Seligman. We're filling in for Kim. She's taking a much-deserved vacation, but she does have the Kim Komando show this weekend.
She sure does.
500 radio stations. I was a call screener for the Kim Komando radio show for 15 years.
That's a lot of years.
Yes. And so I know how good this show is. It's caller driven, a lot of advice. It's tech news, but it's also information that you can use in your everyday. I mean, we just talked about Temu for 6 minutes. It's a little bit different than that. It's not deep technology. It's useful technology for everybody on an every daily basis. And she takes tons of callers and great calls on the show. If you want to listen to it, you can find a local radio station by going to Kim's website, or you can get the free podcast. There is commercial on there. Come on.
We have to make money somehow.
There's commercials everywhere.
Do you expect this lighting to pay for itself?
Correct. You're
How
on
good he
YouTube
was.
right now. You've already seen like 12, 15-second commercials that you've skipped through. But you can get the whole show commercial free on the Kim Komando Show podcast, wherever podcasts are available. Stop me if you've heard this one. The internet is mad.
I've heard it.
They are.
Yeah.
They're very mad that Toys R Us, which I did not know was still a company. I thought they went out of business.
I did too. I think that's KB Toys that went out of business.
No, Toys R Us went out of business. And now they're back. Someone bought the brand, and they're inside of Macy's.
What?
So basically, Toys R Us is now a section in Macy's.
That sucks.
Okay. But they're trying to get the awareness out there because obviously everybody on this show thought
Resell
they were
toys.
out of business.
Sure.
They're trying to get the information out there. So they've launched a new ad, which they are saying is the first ever big brand AI commercial.
Whoa, let's see it.
Did you ever wonder how Toys R Us and Jeffrey the Giraffe came to be? The son of a bike shop owner, Charles Lazarus, had a vision that would go on to change toy stores forever.
Jeffrey's alive. He's alive. So here's the ad. This is going to be running. And it's basically telling you that Toys R Us is back. It's alive.
We exist.
And it's inside of Macy's.
And
But
that Charles Lazarus had this beautiful idea.
it's 100% done through an AI company. Now, if you look, I mean, everything is AI generated.
Not just an AI company, my man. This is Sora made by OpenAI,
Correct.
ChatGPT.
And but the brand is in there. They have all the logos
Yeah.
right. You know, it's not spelled wrong, or there's a 5 instead of the Y. So it's a little bit better AI technology that's available to us.
Yes, they have stuff that normal people can't use.
And I thought it was great. I thought it was cool. I
I
know
think
that
it's-
people are out of jobs. There's animators that could have been hired, but there's also people who are inventing this technology that are doing this. And I don't understand why everyone's so freaking upset with AI right now.
I think that it is one of those knee-jerk, gross, no, get out of here for a lot of people.
Yes, I think it is absolutely knee jerk.
Did you see? I even wrote this down because it was so funny. Well, I typed it, but one of the like higher ups at Toys R Us addressing why people are so mad. Kind of missed the point. He said Jeffrey's an animation. He's a cartoon. We weren't going to hire a giraffe. You know what I mean?
No,
Sir,
that's not.
that's
why
not
they're
what
mad.
people meant.
It's the people that
Yes.
you're paying to draw the animation that they
Sure.
are upset with.
Still, a lot of people were definitely involved in this. You
Yes.
can't even with where AI is right now. That stuff's pretty good, right? But I guarantee you, there were a lot of human people
Right.
who were helping make things better.
Especially this is the first one. This is the first major
Yeah.
brand to do it. You don't want it to look like crap. You don't want Jeffrey
No.
to have 3 tails and 5 noses.
You have to make sure it's backwards.
Yeah, it has to be.
It has to be.
AI might want to put it forwards. Actually, I wasn't planning on telling this story on the show, but I'm going to.
Oh boy.
A good feel good thing when it comes to artificial intelligence. So my daughter, you know the Disney Pixar movie Inside Out?
Yeah, I have not seen it, but I'm aware.
If you
Is
don't,
this the emotions one?
yes. If
Okay.
you don't know, basically it's about this little girl that inside of her head there's this control board. And the control board is what runs her, and it's all run by 5 different emotions. The sequel came out, they added 4 more emotions. And Joy is the hero. She's the one that leads the way and makes sure this little girl is happy.
Oh, that's lovely.
And my daughter was asked to go do something and go to a place, and she was very scared and she didn't want to go. She was nervous and she did not want to go. And so we were sitting there talking about it, and I asked her why she was scared and why she didn't want to go, and she was giving me all her answers. And I said, "You know what? You remember that show Inside Out?" And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "Right now, you're letting fear run your control board. And you can't do that. You got to," and she stops me and she's like, "But there's no bravery. There's no bravery inside out character." And I said, "Okay, let's make one. What would bravery look like?"
Yeah.
And she loved it. She went off, she described what the color of bravery and what she's wearing and what she looks like and what her hair is like. And so I said, "Okay, you gotta take bravery. Now that you know bravery's in there, you gotta take bravery, and bravery has to take controls." And so she said, "Oh, great, she'll do it." And she went and she had a great time.
Oh my gosh.
But while she was gone, I got on my computer and I went to an AI image creator and I put in her entire description
Yeah.
of what bravery looks like. And then I uploaded a picture of one of the characters from Inside Out. And I said, "Make it look like this." And it popped out 4 images, and I picked the best one and I saved it to my phone. And then when she got home, I said, "Look what I found." And I showed her the picture and she's like, "Oh my God, it's bravery."
Oh.
And she's like, "I knew she would have rainbow colored clothes. I knew it." So without AI and the awareness of that, it just took the lesson I was trying to teach my daughter,
Yeah.
and it just added this huge rubber stamp to it. And now anytime she gets worried or afraid, she can look at bravery on her iPad and she knows exactly who needs to take control.
This should be our every show segment in which Andrew was a really good dad. That's so sweet. Do you remember what tool you used?
I use Canva.
Okay.
Yes. Now, Canva, if you don't have Canva Pro, you do get a lot of credits to use.
Yeah.
So you can work with it for a while before they're going to start charging you.
Yeah.
I think you get like 100 credits. So
Okay.
you can put in 100 different prompts.
Yeah.
But Canva, I think, is an excellent AI. I put in the word Disney and it kicked it right back.
Yeah.
So, because they're not messing around. They don't want to get sued by that mouse.
No, you have to be a little clever if you're trying to do prompts. And that was smart. You gave it the picture and said, make it look like this.
Right. And
Yeah.
it works. It helps. The more information you give the AI,
Totally.
the more it's going to be able to spit out the character.
You know what? I think people don't realize too, you can give negative prompts. So if it kept making it purple, you could say not purple.
Right.
Right. So you can say, I want it to be this, but I don't want it to
But
be
it's
this.
also in its infancy. I mean, I had to say 100 times in there that I wanted a full body because it was just doing it from the waist up.
Yeah.
But I wanted a full body. And then it added a tail. I never said it had a tail. I accepted it. I allowed it.
So bravery has a tail?
Bravery has a tail.
I love that.
And she's purple.
Maddie, don't stop the stream.
Bye. Kim's on vacation next week, so we have new interviews on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, but then a little bit of best of information, and then the following Monday, Kim will be back, refreshed and relaxed from her vacation to entertain.